It's been a while. It's been quite a while. So let's talk. Let's talk about how being a stay-at-home mom is the hardest thing I have ever done in my entire life. I mean, it is the most difficult thing and the loneliest experience that I've ever experienced. Being a stay-at-home mom is lonely, very lonely. And I'm not complaining. I've always wanted to be a mom. I've wanted to be a mom since I was young. And I'm so grateful for the fact that I'm able to stay at home. But it's very difficult. And I have a husband. I have a husband who is supportive and great. And he works. He works 3 jobs to allow me to be a stay-at-home mom. So I'm not complaining. Don't get me wrong. But it's difficult. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I've never been this tired in my entire life. And I'm 41 years old. I will be 42 this year. So I'm an older mom. And I mean, I don't even know how my mom did it. My mom had 6 kids. And 5 of us were at home. My oldest brother, who was my stepbrother, he left to join the military when he was like 18. So, but my mom, I'm the oldest of my mom's children. And my mom had 6 kids. 6 kids. And I remember after she married my stepdad when I was 4, and I had a 2-year-old brother at the time. And we became a blended family with my stepbrother, who I think was like 10 or 11. And then he left and joined the military at 18. And then my parents had 4 more kids. They had 4 more kids. I don't know how my mom did it. When I think back to my mom being a stay-at-home mom, because my dad worked full-time. He only worked one job. He traveled a lot with this job. I don't remember my mom ever, like, seeming tired. I mean, when I really think back as an adult, yeah, there are probably moments where she was exhausted, but I don't ever think I remember seeing that as a kid. And we were good kids. We weren't wild and crazy and bad or anything. We were pretty well-behaved children, but I don't know how my mom did it. And she also homeschooled us, okay? My mom, sorry guys, I'm getting over a cold. My mom also homeschooled. She homeschooled all of us. I mean, we started out in public school and went to Christian school, and I was homeschooled starting in 7th grade, and then everybody else was homeschooled, whatever their grades were. I don't remember everyone's grade. We're all 2 years apart too, so that's the other thing. All of us are 2 years apart, except for the 2 youngest. They're 3 years apart. But oh my gosh, I don't know how my mom did it. I don't know. And we want more kids. We would love to have more kids. But I'm tired. I'm so tired, and it's so lonely. Like, it's the loneliest experience ever. And like I said, I'm not complaining. I wanted this life, and I love it. I love being at home with my adorable little boy. He's the sweetest little thing. But it can be very challenging. There are some days where he's just going through it, and he's just crying and fussing all day long. And my whole day is trying to figure out how to make him happy, how to keep him entertained, because now he is 11 months. He will be a year old next month. I can't believe it's been a year since he's been born. But I'm just being real and honest and saying that it is very difficult. And I know there's moms on the internet now. I've seen social media posts about how difficult it is being a stay-at-home mom. And I agree with everything that's being said, but there's also like this judgment towards stay-at-home moms where it's like, well, you don't have to work and you can stay at home and do whatever you want. And it's like, no, we don't get to do whatever we want. We don't. We're not like running to Target and going to Starbucks and just like do it. I'm at home a lot. Like, I'm literally at home. Stay-at-home mom literally means that I'm staying at home most of the time. Like, we don't go out and do things a lot. And so you can hear him crying. He's fussing right now. And I don't really know why he's fussing. A lot of times he just wants me to hold him, and which is fine. I love holding him. But I'm trying to keep his face out of the camera because we don't really want to put him on social media anymore. But yeah, it's rough. It is not easy at all. And there's so much judgment about to stay-at-home moms, where they're like, oh, you're lucky because you get to stay at home. And it's not really, a lot of people don't see it as a job. as like being difficult, like that it's easy because it's, oh, you're just taking care of a baby. That's it. That's all you're doing is taking care of a baby. How is that difficult? Like when I go to the bathroom, I have to take him with me. Okay, I don't get to go to the bathroom by myself. I don't get to shower alone. I don't get to eat alone. Like I don't get to do anything alone anymore. And even when my husband's home, my baby still wants and needs me. And a lot of times, like, I'm rushing to finish my meal so that I can hold him and be there for him. Because he's getting more comfortable with my husband, like, holding him longer periods. But earlier on, it was like, speed through my meal because he's going to just have a fit if my husband's holding him for too long. But yeah, I mean, right now, like, I don't have that freedom that I had before we had our baby. And that is something that I sacrificed and gave up, knowing that I wasn't going to have that freedom anymore. But I think you just don't really think about how little your freedom is. Like, you really can't do anything at all. You know, like, everything revolves around him. And I remember earlier on, it was rough because no one talked about cluster feeding and how your baby will just be feeding and feeding for like all day long. And I remember spending most of my time sitting in a papasan chair breastfeeding my child and feeling and not even realizing, I didn't realize that I was depressed during that time. I actually was experiencing real depression and I didn't even realize I was experiencing postpartum depression. And when I think back, I'm like, oh my gosh, I was so miserable. Like, I was happy to have my baby and be holding him and have him home from the NICU, but like, I was also just feeling like I lost myself. Like, I didn't feel like myself, because for one, like, after you have your baby, you're left with this body that you don't really know what to do with. And it's not the body that you had during your pregnancy, and it's also not the body you had before pregnancy, because you still have, like, you're not pregnant. So you have this extra weight on you and you're just like, I don't know, like, I can't fit any of my clothes, but I also don't want to wear my maternity clothes because I'm not pregnant and I don't really look pregnant. And there's this weird in-between stage that people don't talk about, like with postpartum bodies. And that was a struggle for me because I'm used to being like smaller and lean. And, you know, when I got pregnant and gained my pregnancy weight, I didn't have a problem with it because I was pregnant. But then I had my baby and I was just like, I wish this would just go away so I can just go back to fitting into my clothes. And like, if we were to go somewhere, I didn't know what to wear because I couldn't fit anything. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't wear, because I had lost some weight. So wearing like maternity clothes just didn't look right on me. But then I couldn't wear any of my clothes because I was real tiny before I had a baby. I was real tiny. And I didn't even realize how tiny I was. I was like, oh my gosh. I was super tiny. I was like, who is this woman? Like, I didn't even recognize. Like, I'm thinking, how would I ever fit into these clothes? How did I fit into these clothes? I was super tiny. So that was a little bit of a struggle too. And I'm just now starting to feel more like myself. I can fit back in my clothes. Like, I've lost all of my, I'm going to lean back out to my pre-pregnancy weight, which I was going to do a video about that because, but anyway, back to it just being, just don't feel like yourself. And then I was used to being able to like work out, and I was into like aerial dance and pole fitness, and I was doing all those things before having a baby. Having to sit all day long was stressful. It was really stressful. I'm gonna put this one in here. Here we go. Because then I don't have to hold it. Put it in the windowsill. And we've got good window light. And my baby he's up and down. Like he wants, you want to play with this? He is up and down. So he's like wanting me to hold him, and then he wants me to put him down. And it's a lot. So I don't know. I just wanted to do a video and just say, it's rough. Yeah, I'm tired. And then I look so tired too. Like, I've never looked this tired in my entire life. Oh, and then being sick. That was the other thing. So we're getting over being sick, and it's been like a month of us being sick in this house. Like, my baby got sick first, then my husband got sick, then I got sick. And actually, my baby got sick twice. Like, there was a period of time where he was like getting better, and then he got sick again. And I'm like, oh my goodness. well, we're gonna stop being sick in this house. And my husband got sick twice. I only got sick once, but being sick and taking care of a baby who's also sick is a lot. It's a lot. And you don't have any help. Like, I don't have any help. Like, I have friends, but my friends work. You know, they work during the day. The ones that don't have kids, and the ones that have kids, they have their own kids to take care of. And my mom doesn't live in the area. My mom doesn't live in the area. She's not close enough to come over. And she has her own stuff that she's dealing with. Even if she did live close, she's got her own things that she's dealing with. Which is also a struggle when you are an older parent. Your parents are older. And so you don't get the luxury that younger parents get, where their parents are still kind of young and can take care of babies. AJ, honey, see, he's up and down. Like, he wants to get down again. He wants me to pick him up. What are you trying to do, honey? What are you trying to do? I don't know what you're trying to do, babe. Do you want to play with your toys? Here, grab it. Pick it up. Get it? You got it? Pick them up. Here, I'll get them for you. Is that what you want? Is that what you want? You want to play with the reindeer? You can play with it. This is why I've also haven't done a video in a long time, because I just don't have time. And he's fussy a lot, because he's been teething, and he's just going through developmental stages. Babies get super fussy. So I just really haven't had the time. I don't really know how the moms that are YouTubers that do YouTube videos, I don't know how to do it. Actually, a lot of the ones I follow that had their babies after I had him, they haven't made very many videos either. And I know, like, when I see the lack of videos, I'm just like, girl, I know your struggle. I know your struggle. Like, you want to do, like, a video and talk about the mom experience. And I wanted to do this because I know there are women out there that are my age. Because I don't really know a lot of, I haven't really found any YouTube channels that focus on being a mom over 40. Like, a first-time mom over 40. I don't really see those type of channels. But I mean, the mom experience is similar depending, no matter your age. But it's different when you're older. You don't have as much energy as like these young girls do. And I'm blessed because I'm more into like fitness. So I'm able to have more energy than I would if I was just not working out. So I've been able to have energy because of that. So yeah, it's very difficult, as you can see. I'm trying to do this video and he's fussing and I don't really know why. So now we'll take a break. We're back. We moved locations and AJ is breastfeeding, but it's rough being a stay-at-home mom and you don't have help. We can't afford a babysitter. It's just something I don't think we'd ever be able to afford a babysitter or putting our baby in daycare. We actually probably would never put him in daycare. I mean, I'm personally against it. We're both kind of against the daycare setting. I've worked in daycares. So, yeah, but it's rough. It's rough. I can't get a lot of things done that I would normally be able to get done. And this is not forever. That's one thing, is that I know it's not forever. I'm going to miss this stage of his life as he gets older. I'm already missing a lot of past stages of his life as he's gotten older, and he's going to become a little more independent. And I know that this is just temporary until we have another baby, which we are planning to try for another baby. He's pulling on my hair. But it's very difficult. It's very difficult. And stay-at-home moms, you know, I feel you. I feel the struggle. It is a struggle. I've never said this out loud, that this is difficult. This is difficult. It has been very difficult. It's not easy. It is. I am privileged. I will say that I'm privileged to be able to stay at home, because there are a lot of women that have to go back to work and that would like to actually stay home with their children. And I empathize with them. because every mom should have that luxury to be able to stay at home with their kids. But with our economy, and most two-parent households can't afford. I don't even know how one-parent house. I don't even know how one-parent households do it. I don't know how single moms do it. I give them credit. Like single moms, man, I don't know how they do it. How do you do it if you don't have a support system? And then they just do it. They just do it. And I know it's harder for them because they have to work and raise their family. And I'm not saying that my position is more difficult than theirs, but just in general, being a mom is challenging. It's a lot of work. And I'm not saying that it shouldn't be a lot of work. It should be a lot of work. Babies are not easy. Babies are not easy, and they were not supposed to be easy. But it is definitely a growing and learning experience. I am a different person than I was before I had my baby. Completely different person. I don't even recognize the person before. You become very selfless when you have a child. Like just, I mean, my whole entire life basically revolves around him. I'm the last person that I think about during the day. Last person. Okay, so AJ is in his room. I put him down in his pack and play, and I worked out for a half hour. He fussed a little bit while he was in there, and then he stopped fussing, played with his toys, because I gave him like a couple of stuffed toys to play with while he was in there. And I did my workout for a half hour. And now I am going to eat breakfast. And it is 10:37. And so this is kind of like my new routine that I have to do to get anything done for myself. I have to put him in his pack and play like right before his nap, because usually he'll cry for a little bit and then he'll go to sleep. He doesn't cry for very long. I know a lot of people are against the whole cry it out method. I myself I'm not really into it, and I ended up doing this actually by mistake. I had to take him to an appointment one day, and I really needed to get ready. And he's at the point now where he's crawling and he's getting into things. And it's not like when he first started learning how to sit, and I could just sit him in the bathroom and put some toys around him and he would play. And then I could get ready, and that was my thing. But now because he gets into everything, I have to put him in his pack and play. You can hear him crying now. He's ready to get up. I'm probably going to just get my food ready and I'll go get him, because I can eat while he's out of his pack and play, playing with his toys. But right now I need to get my food ready, which actually I pre-made my breakfast. I did it while he was in his carrier attached to me. I got it prepped first thing this morning because I was like, I'm going to eat it after I work out. I made an egg white frittata, and I just made some toast. So this is already heated up, and I'm going to get this all plated, and then I will go get him and take him out of his pack and play. So right now I'm just making some toast and then some sourdough toast, and then I'll be good. But we kind of have to adjust as AJ has gotten older. I've changed things. I've adjusted things. I've done things that I said I would never do. TV time is one of them. Sometimes I have to put him down and let him watch a little television while I eat, while I do other things for myself, because otherwise I don't get to do anything for myself, and I need time to eat. I really do. And prioritizing my health is important because I have to be here for AJ. I am the one that takes care of him the most, and I want to be healthy. I don't know if you guys can hear him yelling. He's not crying. He's just yelling. He's just telling me, I don't want to be in the pack and play mom anymore. I'm done. And I get it. I get it. He doesn't like being confined because he moves around now. So my toast is not toasting. I don't know why. It's been in the toaster for like 5 minutes. Okay, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna eat, and I'm gonna go get him. Or I'm going to finish plating my food, go get him, and then I will eat, because I don't want to just leave him in there fussing when he could just sit out and play. Yeah. So that is what my morning is looking like. I don't know what the rest of the day is going to be like. Generally it just varies. You know, I just spend most of my day trying to play with him and keep him entertained. We might read some books, and just play with toys all day. We might watch a little TV. I don't know. I'm excited for when he's a little bit older and I can do more things with him. Maybe we'll go for a walk. I don't know how cold it is outside, but we might do that. So, alright, my toast is done. I'll put you guys right there. And I am going to put some butter on my toast. I'm sorry if you guys can hear him screaming. He's not really screaming. I keep saying like he's just yelling because I know what he sounds like when he's actually screaming, crying. Right now he's just upset. He's mad. He's mad because I put him in his pack and play. And what's funny is he did that yelling when I first put him down. He was not happy about that. And then 5 minutes into being in the pack and play, he found something to do. He was like, okay, I'm going to play with the toys that my mom left in here for me. And he literally played the entire time that I worked out. And then he just started fussing. And it is okay. It is okay. He's not in pain. I always have to tell myself, like, he's not in pain. It's okay if he's screaming or yelling. It's okay. I have to give myself grace because I have to eat, right? We have to eat. Moms have to eat. This is how the breast milk gets made. So I need to get a fork. This is how we make the breast milk. So food is done, food is ready, and I can go get my baby and let him out. So I'm gonna go do that now. All right, so he is out of the pack and play. And he's sniffling. I do sometimes feel bad about it when I have to do that, but it's okay. Moms, you gotta eat. So put your baby down. If he fusses, he or she fusses, it's gonna be okay. It's not the end of the world. They're not going to die. That's what my brother told me. He was like, because he's got 2 kids. And I was like, how did you get your babies to take naps in their own beds? How did you get them to sleep in their own beds? And he's like, I had to let them cry. And cried out seems cruel, but it sounds cruel, but it's not when you realize, like, I have to put my baby down so that I can eat and he's going to cry. He cries when he's in his car seat. And if we're driving somewhere and it's a 15-minute drive, he cries the entire time. Well, he doesn't. He used to. He used to cry the entire time. Now, like, he's used to, like, music. He's used to, like, music, so if we play music, he's good. But he used to cry the entire time. That's 15 minutes of crying. And there was nothing I could do about it because what can you do? Your baby has to sit in their car seat, right? And we're okay with letting them cry when they're in their car seat and we have to go somewhere. So when you have to eat or you just need a few minutes to yourself, one time I did have to put him down because I was stressed out. It was a stressful day. I was exhausted and he was crying when I was holding him. That was the other thing is like he was already crying and no matter what I did, he was still crying. So I was like, well, if you're going to cry, I'm just going to put you down. And he went to sleep. He like didn't even cry for that long. He cried for maybe like 5 minutes in his back and play and he went straight to sleep. Because he was so tired. And I don't know. He just wasn't falling asleep on me. He didn't want breasts. You know, because a lot of times he wants to self-soothe, and I'm his way of not self-soothe. He doesn't know how to self-soothe. He wants to use me to soothe, and he didn't want that. So I put him down, and that was it. There was nothing else that I could do. Right, bud? You're okay. You're okay. And he stops crying immediately when he sees me. So. But when he was sick, I didn't put him down like that. Like when he's sick, I won't put him down. And the longest I've ever let him cry was like 10 minutes. And that's like me having to get ready to take him to an appointment. The other times when I didn't have to go to an appointment and I put him down, I just prayed and I was like, God, just put him to sleep. Just put him to sleep. I don't want to listen to him cry for longer than like 5 minutes. And actually he went to sleep. It was like maybe 5-8 minutes of crying. He wasn't really crying. He was just like fussing and then he would stop and it was off and on. So it wasn't like straight. Like a lot of people think of crying it out as like the baby is just screaming for a solid 30 minutes. And there are some people that probably do that. I couldn't do it. And I really don't know a lot about the cried out method, but I will say that having to put him down and let him cry no longer bothers me like the thought of it did before, because a lot of people say, oh, your baby just gets used to the fact that they realize that no one's coming. No, I don't actually think that, because there are times where he just cries and I go and get him, and that's it. And I don't make him stay in and cry the bed and cry, because I can tell he's not going to go to sleep. And then I'd rather him take his nap on me and get a good rested nap than to just leave him in his pack and play crying and waiting for him to go to sleep. So, and I know a lot of people are like, oh, you're not waiting long enough. I'm doing what's best for us. You got to do what's best for you. You know, if it took me maybe 10 minutes to eat and he's still crying, I'm going to go get him. Yeah, right? Hi, baby. So, but anyway, yeah, I'm sitting here, I haven't eaten yet. He's breastfeeding. I should say he's suckling. Suckling and breastfeeding are not the same. I think he's just soothing from being fussy. How you doing? How you doing? I love you. I love you, my sweet baby. Yeah, you're such a sweet little boy. Once he's done, I'm going to eat. I might even try to eat while he's doing this. Prop a pillow under my arm and eat with my left hand. That's the other thing too. Like, when you're a mom, you just make things work. I remember one time I really needed to change his diaper and he was just screaming his head off. I don't know what it is about babies at this age that they don't want their diapers changed, and they will fight you. They will fight you over a diaper change. And I'm just like, do you really want to pee and poop on you? And I'm not a big boobed girl. I'm not. I got small boobs. And I put a boob in his mouth and I changed his diaper while I did that. That was some next level mom stuff right there that I was not expecting to ever do. And I did it. I leaned forward, put my boob in his mouth, and I changed his diaper from that end, the opposite way. Where you would be facing your baby's butt, I was the other side of it, the other side. And I changed it. I got the diaper off. I wiped his butt. I put a fresh diaper on, and he wasn't crying. And he was, because I just didn't want to listen to him cry anymore. I was so exhausted and just wanted to get his diaper changed. And I couldn't figure out how to keep him still. They will also crawl away from you while you're trying to change their diaper. And I cannot wait to the stage when he's not doing that anymore. Did you drop your toy? Yeah. There you go. Are you done? You want to get down and play with your toy so I can eat? Yeah. He just would rather sit in my lap. You want to share some breakfast? Also, what I would do usually is I would make him breakfast and let him eat while I eat. But lately he really hasn't been eating as much as he did when he first started on solids. Like, he was really good. Like, I would feed him and he would just eat everything I gave him. And now he's super picky. And I'll give him waffles. He really likes waffles for whatever reason. He stopped eating eggs. So I'm going to see if he'll eat some of my egg that I have. My frittata. He might eat that. He loves carbs. Bread. Just bread. They give him bread and blueberries and he's happy. We don't have any blueberries, but I'm not giving him bread every day. So I will just feed him off of my plate. As opposed to now just making him his own meal and giving it to him. Also because I put him in his high chair. And if I didn't have the food ready to go, he would start fussing within like a couple minutes. So a lot of times I would strap him to me in his Ergo baby carrier, make breakfast with him strapped to me, his breakfast, put him in his chair, give him his breakfast, make my breakfast. But I never knew how long it would be before he would start fussing if I gave him his food, because I didn't know if he was going to eat it or not. Because sometimes he just doesn't eat. He just throws it on the floor. And then he starts crying because he wants to get out of the chair. And I'm like, how in the world are you supposed to be at 3 meals a day by the time you're 1? It just makes no sense. I don't know how they expect people to do that with their babies. Because they go from like being great eaters. Like, he was great. Like, he'd eat anything I'd put in front of him. Now he does not care. He just throws most of the food on the floor. I'm kind of done with that. So lately I've just been like, if I make a bowl of oatmeal, he'll eat my oatmeal with me, as opposed to making him a separate meal. But that means that I have to figure out a way to distract him while I get food made, and that is putting him in his pack and play while I cook. Because also I can't even like cook with him strapped to me any longer, because he's grabby. He likes to try to reach out and grab for things, and I don't feel like it's safe. It's different when he was little smaller and he didn't really like care to grab for things. So now I can't even do that anymore. I can't put him on me and cook like I used to. So things change and I have to adjust. But I'm gonna eat my breakfast now that he's on the floor playing with his toys. And I'll see if he'll eat with me. Okay, so it is 5 o'clock and I just finished cooking dinner. Actually, I made this cowboy soup, and I was actually inspired by Kelly Stamps. She did it on her second YouTube channel that she has. And I was like, oh, I've made this before. I've made it a little bit different than she did. I used kale and I used crushed tomatoes. I didn't do tomato paste. So mine is less tomatoey and it's more of a broth, has beef broth in it. And it's got carrots and celery and corn and beef. So beef, celery, corn, carrots, and macaroni noodles, and then you mix that with a can of crushed tomatoes. You season it up. It's actually pretty good. I've made it the way that she's made it, but I saw this recipe on Pinterest, and I'm like, I kind of like that. I'm going to see how that tastes. So we choose a little bit of a different recipe than what she did. And usually the recipe that I use called for spinach, but I used kale instead. So I did that. I did have to put AJ back in his pack and play so that I could make dinner. Like I've said before, I used to cook with him strapped to me in his carrier, but he's so handsy now, I can't do it anymore. I don't feel safe cooking with him strapped to me. So I just put him down, and he cried for a little bit, and he played with his toys, and he just was like back and forth. I thought he would fall asleep and take a nap, because he actually didn't really take a nap today. So now he is taking a nap. Actually, he's awake now because I'm talking, but he's been napping on me for like an hour. And just waiting for my husband to get home so we can have dinner. I am so hungry. I cannot wait to eat. But I just wanted to just finish out the day and just say, like, yeah, it's rough being a stay-at-home mom. And there's a lot of things that I'm getting used to or adjusting to. And every week is different. Every month is different. And I will say that as he's getting older, I know that it's going to get easier. I said that before. You know, he'll become a little more autonomous and he'll start walking. And I'm definitely going to miss this clingy stage. I'm going to miss this. He can hear our neighbors. They're downstairs working out. And you can hear them talking. Do you hear the neighbors? Yeah. Dada's going to be home soon. Yes.